Hi, I'm Cindy Nelson with Nelson Elder Care Law. Have you heard of nursing home Medicaid, but maybe you're confused about what it is or who is eligible for it? Medicaid is a benefit provided by the federal and state governments that is intended to pay for medical care for eligible people. In our area, a nursing home costs between $7,000 and $10,000 per month. And Medicare does not cover that. That's a surprise to many. But many people are eligible for Medicaid to help pay for that care, but they don't realize it. So I'm with you today to let you know about the 7 common mistakes that people make around Medicaid for nursing home. And I want you to listen to this today because I want you to avoid these mistakes. So many people are eligible, but they don't realize they're eligible. So let's get started with the mistakes that people make. One is believing that you are too rich. So a lot of people think that they need to be destitute or very poor before they can qualify for Medicaid. And that is just not true, even though you've heard that from a lot of different family and friends and well-meaning people. It is not true. The second mistake that people make is not planning in advance. And so many of us think that we're never going to become ill, we're never going to need a nursing home. And I hope to gosh you never do. But the chances are we all are going to need a nursing home at some point. And when we do, that's the $7,000 to $10,000 per month. But if you plan ahead, then you can be eligible for Medicaid to help pay that cost. So you're not spending your entire life savings. So there's no downside to being prepared just in case. And then many people think that it's too late, that maybe they or a loved one are already in the nursing home and they're paying the $7,000 to $10,000 every month out of their life savings, and they think it's too late to be eligible for Medicaid. But that's not true either. If you have some money left, you haven't spent your entire life savings, you could still be eligible for Medicaid, and you need to take action. Now, other people are on the other end of the spectrum and apply too early. So you can't apply before you need the nursing home level care. If you apply too early, you're not going to be eligible because you don't need that level of care. So let's talk about the 5th common mistake, which is forgetting about the spouse that's at home while the patient is in the nursing home. There's specific actions that need to be taken to protect enough money for the spouse to live independently outside of the nursing home. And if you don't know which actions to take, then you're not going to be able to preserve enough of the combined income for that spouse to live in the community and pay for their own bills, etc. They're going to be in a world of hurt without extra action. And then number 6 is not being aware of special situations. So there are different situations that allow for someone to have a workaround from the basic Medicaid rules. And so Congress said there's going to be some special circumstances that are going to be outside of the norm that we need to accommodate for when granting eligibility for Medicaid. And you might fit into one of those special circumstances, but you don't know because you haven't really talked to the right people that can give you the right education. And if you don't know about those things, then you are jeopardizing your eligibility for Medicaid now and in the future. Number 7, and one of the biggest mistakes I see, is people trying to do this themselves. This is not a DIY project. There are a lot of DIY projects, and I actually enjoy doing the projects myself a lot of times too. But sometimes I get in over my head. And this is one of those things that most people do not have the knowledge, and the experience to do. Even other attorneys don't know how to do this if they don't specialize and have experience in elder law. So we've helped over 3,000 families. We help hundreds of families a year. And this is the only thing we do is help people to protect assets and plan for their future. So this is a very complex integration of federal and state laws, IRS regulations, and then public benefit regulations. It's not something that you can go and Google and integrate all of those properly to do on your own. Plus, there are thousands of dollars at risk if it's not done correctly. So when it comes to paying for a nursing home, an experienced elder law attorney is going to be your best bet to help use the tools that they have available to qualify for Medicaid for you or for a loved one. So we will give you 60 minutes in our office free with a member of our legal team to sit down and talk about your situation and whether you could be eligible for Medicaid. We call it a Medicaid benefit analysis session. If you're interested in something like that, then don't spend your life savings at a nursing home. Give us a call for that Medicaid eligibility analysis.